it's Yvonne again, and today I'm going to talk about what they call the #1 retirement community in the United States, the Villages. And I'm going to talk about the pros and the cons. So I've lived here a few years now, so I kind of got a good feel for what I feel is great. I hear what other people think is great, and then not so great. So I like to start with the cons and end on the positive note. So I'm going to start with the cons. And one of the #1 thing is the overall size. And it just keeps growing. Like, they just purchased another 900 acres down in a little town called Mascot. And so the Villages is becoming a huge place, and a lot of people do not like that. You know, I hear a lot of complaints about that. It's just overwhelming. The size can be overwhelming if you're trying to take it all in. That's probably the #1 con that I've heard. For me personally, I don't really mind because I just kind of stay in my own little circle anyway, but you know, not everybody is me. So the #2 is navigating the community and discovering everything it has to offer. Just the sheer number of rec centers and all the clubs and there's over 3,000 clubs. There's sport teams of every kind you can think of and different levels. So like, for example, softball, they have, you know, different age groups, different skill set. To figure all this out, it can be a daunting task, and it can be very time consuming. So if those kind of things bother you, or if it's something that you don't like that, to put that kind of time in, then, you know, that would be a con for you. #3 con is the cost. Now, especially as you move south, the northern sections and the more older sections of the Villages tend to be less expensive to purchase. The bonds are paid off. Of course, you still have taxes and insurance. Now, your property taxes will tend to be probably a little less than new construction, but your homeowner's insurance will be a little high. The closer you get south to the newer sections, the higher the bonds. Some of these bonds are up in the $70,000 range, and you will pay that annually at I believe it's at 5.5% right now, but that might go up because, you know, as the interest rates change. So expense can be very expensive to live in the Villages, and it can be very reasonable. It just depends on what your threshold is when it comes to your budget. So those are the 3 that I think are the most spoken about that people don't like. The pros, I think the #1 thing I hear, and in my opinion, is the beauty, the cleanliness, how they keep the common areas up, how the people that live here, I mean, there are those homes that people have passed away and they're not being taken care of and all of that. I mean, they do exist in the Villages, but 99% of the homes in the Villages are very well taken care of. You know, they may not be elaborate, but they're clean, neat, and nobody is, you know, upset that the neighbor didn't take care of their property. And as far as the grounds, like the squares, the lakes, you just name it. The golf cart trails, even them. I mean, after the storm we had a couple days ago, they were out there within 24 hours. All the palm fronds, all the debris was picked up and gone. So that is a #1 pro. #2 pro is the ease of getting around. Once you figure out how to navigate the Google Map, and by the way, the golf cart trails are on Google Map. You just need to look for the green line on the map when you put it on bicycle mode, and you will rarely get lost for all the newcomers. Even me, sometimes I miss my turn. So that, I think, is the #2. Is it's easy. It's so much easier to park. There's no traffic as far as you're on the golf cart trail. Everybody's kind of going the same speed. Some people go a little faster and they pass or whatever, but there's no stress in it, very little. It's not like driving a car and having to deal with all of that. That's a big plus for me, especially too. And the other thing is, if you're looking for an active lifestyle and you enjoy getting out and doing things and don't want to be bored in front of a television set, if that's not you, the Villages is absolutely for you, because there is so many things to do. You will not be bored unless you want to be. If you want to just sit at home all day, you can, but you don't have to. There is activities going on in the rec centers continuously till about 10 o'clock at night. They close at 10. And all the sports pools, there's just something going on in the squares everywhere all the time. So that is my 3rd pro. If you have any questions, would like to know more about the Villages or even areas around the Villages, just give me a call. I'll be glad to help you. I've been in the area quite a long time, and I wouldn't mind just chatting and getting to know you. So just give me a call anytime. Thanks. Have a good day.